Hey, there we go. Good morning, everyone in Facebook, YouTube town, wherever we're at, all over the world. This is the L, that's the B, and we're happy you're here with me and him. But how are you doing this morning, Brian?
Good. How you doing? Happy Sunday.
It's not Sunday. It's Happy Facebook Day.
Oh, really? What's that all about?
Well, apparently, every year they're going to kick everybody off for a month, and then you get to come back on whatever it is, March. I don't know. So I was
March
actually
7th, recalibration day. We'll call it recalibrate.
recalibration day. Yeah, no, actually, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Recalibrating all the passwords and codes and stuff because somehow or another I got kicked. I kicked out of Facebook there for about what 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was at least that. I thought it was about 17 days, maybe 19.
Yeah, I think I thought it was too. I thought all I know is that yeah, my adoring fans didn't. I went away for a week or for a month almost, and they didn't really notice too much, which is good. But it was like certain little birthdays I missed. That's one thing about that whole thing. Not only am I, I do access and admin and stuff on a couple different pages, but it was like all of a sudden.
Hey, there's your Facebook right there. Let's be honest, you're admin on 13 pages now.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of odd. And I've got so much. The thing about it is that you end up being if you want a music program, if you want a game, if you want a lot of things, you've actually already approved to have Facebook allow you, to manage that for you. Basically, it goes through Facebook.
Yeah.
So like my words with the friends, whatever. I have that account through Facebook, and guess what? It makes it also you can't use those programs.
Oh wow.
Because yeah, it's all wrapped. It's like basically leaving you out in the middle of the desert and saying, hey, no way home. And
well,
so that's kind of a bugger.
It's official though. Congratulations, you're back in. I just want to share that with the people. So
yeah, you're welcome. And it sounds silly, but when you've got so much going on that or so little going on in your life, you have to pay attention to everything on Facebook. I don't have to pay attention.
Well, but you think about it, we have a live stream every other Friday, and it's dependent on your Facebook. So everything.
Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that go on there, and the other pages that I manage and stuff as well. It's like all I know. The point is that I don't know how in the hell, in particular, waiting for a friend in the store for a second, and I had just worked on trying to get it for about an hour on my computer at home, but on my phone, I did one more thing. Whatever I did, I don't know, but it popped up and asked me to, okay, it's like all of a sudden somebody sent me a thing saying, hey, what would you like for a new password? I'm like, what? Like, holy crap! Is this possible? Is it to actually see a light at the end of the tunnel? Oh my gosh! Now I've seen lights at the end of the tunnels, and this one's not quite as brilliant, but it's pretty cool.
Well, and it seems like your friend Rudy was trying to take some of the credit for just coming in from out of town, and somehow it all worked out.
That's right. There you go. Yeah, Rudy. Actually, yeah, he great guy from Washington D.C. He's a governmental spook, and he's a spy, and he's gone to go knock off somebody up in Seattle somewhere there, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not talking about it. Shh.
Well, you guys left before the final fight, but it was a good fight, but it wasn't like mind-boggling. It was the Blachowicz, the Polish guy, the big guy. He won by decision. He just used his height or size to get on the other guy. So it was a great night.
Well, yeah, that's some good fights last night for certain. Not that I recommend fighting everybody.
No, but they do it under rules.
Yeah, what is it now? That was through not WWE. What was that? That was
UFC.
UFC, yeah. So they're pretty darn good fights. So they've
guy.
really their game has gotten better and better and better.
Yeah, it's a great entertainment now. One guy lost his title because he kneed the guy in the head when the guy was down, and that's against
brutal. That was a brutal I mean, the ref said it's don't hit him, and then his corner said kick him or something, right? Which was weird, and he just kneed him right in the head, and it was like,
Yeah, he could have punched him, but he can't kick him when he's down.
yeah. So there might have been some confusion on the guy's part. I mean, there literally could have been some,
Yeah.
because you're in that zone, you're fighting, and then he's running back, he's yelling at his corner and trying to tell him directions because he doesn't speak English and stuff. And then,
Well,
so maybe,
the corner should have known the rules.
yeah, no, yeah, most definitely. But, and he hit that guy, and that was right at the temple. That can kill somebody, so.
Yeah. But so that guy, the guy that won the title, he feels bad because he didn't want to win it that way. It was a good fight until then. So they'll have a rematch probably.
Yeah. Trying to think here, what in particular type of a style that new champion has. It is, I looked it up yesterday on my phone, but it was like a Capiesio martial arts. It's a martial art from Jamaica. They get stoned and they go back and forth for a minute. I'm just
Well, he
hoping
was
it's
moving around. Yeah, he moves weird, but yeah, I think he needs to figure it out a little better. Though he was doing well, but there were some limitations to what he was doing.
Yeah, there was. Well, that guy capitalized on that when he could. The other guy.
Yeah,
It was,
the Russian
that
guy. He was very precise, and
he was, man. He was a machine. He's just pure muscle too. He wasn't like giant, but he was the Bruce Lee type of muscle.
yeah, they were
Just
like,
very, very thin. No fatness on his body, I think,
oh yeah, 135 pounders.
Yeah, and he just ripped. So I assume he probably dropped 20 pounds to become 135,
Oh yeah. Well,
But
so
no, that was and I felt bad about this is that it was Rudy's birthday, so other people had asked that, hey, why don't you? They're gonna go to another birthday party, and then they said, we're gonna go to the bar and we like to see these gals. We like to see you guys, and we're like, okay. So we go and we're watching the fight. I text them. I'm like, wait, well, we're watching. They said, what are you guys doing? I said, we're watching the fight at a friend's house. I said, we are too. Where do you want to meet? I'm like, well, meet at Shamrock, which is a bar, and I'm not going to leave names at the moment. However, we sat there for however long. I mean, they only opened for an hour basically, so they didn't show. I'm like, it's my oldest and best friends from way back when, but it's like just ridiculous. Somebody else's birthday and you don't want to come. I know you don't want to, but just like we left your house and comfort there watching the fights to go meet with them, in particular, and then they don't show. So it's like
next time, tell us it's his birthday, and we'll just have a nice little birthday thing there because he loves fights. That guy knew more than I did. I thought I knew fights. He knew everything I talked about and more.
Yeah, he's pretty smart guy.
He could have been an announcer. Actually, he was.
He could
better than the announcers explaining stuff going on. It was wild.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he's a smart kid. He just yeah, he wouldn't. It's weird because as a kid, I remember. I mean, younger age and stuff. There was no way he wasn't even out. He wouldn't. You talk about fighting, he would totally back away from it because his family was so nice and just he was a Catholic family, and he from the Philippines, and his mom and dad wouldn't allow him to go watch a fight. I guarantee you that. I mean, but they're good people for certain.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what happened last night when we went over there, and then it's like there's other people at the bars that we didn't. We're not there for them. We don't want to. I don't want to go out to. I'm not. If I'm going to endanger myself, well, that's why I don't want to go out at the moment. So because I'm still endangering myself. This vaccine or whatever we have here, but it's like I'm not gonna go do that just because I'm not gonna go out and party. I'd love to. I'd love to go out and see my friends and stuff, but if it's a onesie twosie thing, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, if I had known it was his birthday, I would have taken your keys. So there you go. Live and learn.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's why
he
I
would
was
have liked
driving.
that.
Because,
He would have liked that fight because he enjoys the guys that wrestle him down. And this big guy just wrestled him down and was on him for like 3 minutes and won the round.
well, I actually kind of feel bad because I mean, even worse because we get to the bar, and all of a sudden the fights are on, and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
watching the fights, and then right before, then like I text the people, I'm like that gal, I'm like, he goes like, oh, the fights are on here, and then all of a sudden, and I'm glad they didn't show up, so f them, but but no, right before that fight started, it blacked out.
oh, wow.
It was weird. It was like they're just promoting the previous fights. I guess I didn't know that. And
Wow. Yeah, that was the last fight of the night. So, well, you got to see Amanda Nunez just destroy that giant girl.
yeah, she's tough.
Yeah, she might consider retirement pretty soon just because there's no competition. So she's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Become an ambassador for UFC. Well,
Well,
that's what Khabib did. He's the best fighter right now, and he was during that kick to the head. He wasn't in the corner. He was actually behind the announcers, telling them what, translating for them, and told them what those guys said. So he was acting as a translator. He's almost like a assistant to the head guy now.
so Khabib was in that corner of that guy, of the coach.
We thought he was in the corner. He was actually behind the announcers translating what the corner was saying, and they did say to kick him. So, yeah, it was
Yeah. Well, then maybe the guy is kind of not his fault, and not as much. Maybe.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how much of the fighter's fault it is. It might be that they gave him bad advice. He seemed confused for a minute. And
Yeah.
he's an intense guy. Maybe he just got into that mode of a real fight. I'm going to knock the guy out with a knee to the
Right.
head.
Yeah.
But
You get into.
it won't ruin his career. He'll be back.
So, I'm looking. I think in particular, I can't. Okay, so I can't do anything. By the way, just let you know as far as sharing anything, because I gave you I gave you the host, and then
Okay.
even Jay gave me the share if I want to do anything like that. So, but the other one type of martial arts.
Oh, I was going to say they were really promoting betting. I think it was some betting site that was on there. And very few people would have won that bet because who would have predicted a disqualification by a illegal punch?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have thought that at all. Because they both seem pretty professional.
And it was like the third or fourth round. That was shaping up to be a really interesting fight.
Yeah, it was fourth round, wasn't it?
Maybe it was fourth. Yeah.
Yeah,
People were thinking the fifth round would be decisive either way. So there were 15 fights. So it was a dream basically. It was a pay-per-view, but there were 15 fights, 3 title fights. So we move ahead though. Now that you got your Facebook, though, it's actually exciting to move forward. And
it is. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I can actually promote anything and do pretty much anything, and I can maybe talk to friends again. And that's the horrible part about that. I had friends who do, like yesterday, my friend, day before yesterday, my friend, mind you, is a childhood friend type thing, but they lost their son, and I was like, oh, birthdays. I had a couple friends have birthdays in the last couple of days, and shout out to y'all because I didn't know, because my calendar was attached to my Facebook. I use that for my birthday stuff, and it's like, it's just weird, you lose that. And so folks, always make a copy of your life. Take a copy of your life every day before you go to bed and put it in your passwords or whatever you got to do there. Actually, I downloaded a password protection program last night, and I started typing things in it, but I was like late at night, and I'm like, no, don't do this late at night when I'll forget what my password is. I will forget what my password is to the passwords. I'm like, can't do it. Yeah. It's like right now I have a friend of mine who is she has a Pinterest account, accidentally made 2 accounts. And
Wow.
that happens because that's what one of the problems I have with my Lonnie Knowles Lonnie.Knowles Facebook account, because I had another Lonnie Knowles account from way back when. And I remember trying to delete that years ago, but they don't delete anything on Facebook for the most part, unless of course you don't want them to, and then they probably would. But
Yeah, who knows, man? It's
uh,
all mind-boggling to me.
it is. But either way, only when I remembered I had somebody, I had a connection somewhere in the Facebook world, and I emailed him a weird question because he doesn't work at Facebook, but he works with Facebook.
Yeah.
And then half an hour later, my phone opened up. I mean, my account did. So I don't know if he had anything to do with it whatsoever, but it's like there's somewhere it's that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and I'm 8 degrees of Lonnie Knowles, whatever. I tell you what, though, I just thought in particular that I know I probably have people in my world that work for Facebook, right?
Yeah.
But if you can't get to your world, I have no idea who my friends are on there that work for Facebook. Now I can look I can probably type right into this thing and say, oh, you have friends at Facebook,
Oh yeah.
But so goes that battle, and I don't know if I won, but I'm alive.
Yeah.
It's like you got through it. What are you doing? What are you digging on?
Oh, I was just looking up when we were talking last night with Rudy, and we were saying it came up about the Facebook and all that, and about taking, having precautions. So I had set up an LB Hour page just in case you didn't get back on Facebook, and we were saying that way you will get back on, because when you do the extra work, the good thing happens. You end up not needing it. So then I looked up, you've got your LB Hour ready to go, so I can get rid of mine. Mine was only there just in case. So that's
Just in
kind of
case,
cool. Yeah, in fact, here's yours right here. It's on your Facebook. So this is yours, LB Hour Productions. So I can get rid of mine, and you're the guy, man. There's a lot of pressure on you. A lot of pressure.
Well,
how do you feel about
I
it?
don't mind pressure as long as as long as I know what's going on.
Well, it's a nice looking setup. So
yeah,
you gotta love it.
By the way, someone trying to get this closer is probably too, but I don't know why I can't do it. It's better, but
welcome back to Facebook. That's all we can
that's
say.
okay. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. But this type of fighting is, if you can see that, let's see right there. So that's the Capriccio shoot fighting from Jamaica. There's a dance fighting camp.
Yeah, you were talking about that last night.
But they dance around, and then it's like a tribal type of thing, but they're good. That's what that guy has. He was
doing a lot of that. Yeah, he was interesting. I think he's only going to get better. He's young.
Yeah, it's like in Street Fighter, there's the guy named Dhalsim who just whap, and that was what that kind of is. And then also a couple characters off of Street Fighter, actually. I never thought that'd be popular. I never thought people would actually use it as a weapon or whatever, but
yeah,
it's real. It's a real deal.
Well,
I mean,
the guy we're talking about from last night is Aljamain Sterling, and he was the #1 contender, I believe. Now he's a champ. He won by disqualification, but he was headed to the top anyway. So it'll be interesting.
He is like a wet. They called him a wet towel, and he just
wet rag. Wet towel.
Yeah, wet towel. He just wraps himself around people, and he does. That was Oh. But hey, so we're talking about fighting at the moment.
Yeah, no more fighting on Sunday.
No more fighting, dude. No more fighting. No, nobody fights on Sunday. No, that's not true. But yeah. So speaking of which, what do you have going on this week? Do you have anything going on important? We and I'll find some stuff for you. I haven't gotten to those questions that I had the other day, so I need to find those.
Yeah. Well, every week's important. I got work on my house, my project there. I got my book that's coming along good. Should finish in April, I believe. Feeling good about that. Just in work on our show and get our guests ready for Friday Night Live.
Awesome. No, so I have 2 books that I've started and have not finished. So I think I need to figure out how to either restart or whatever. I need to do that. One was actually a life of Lonnie type of thing, and then one was or just a life thing, and one was my chef, my chef book, and I need to finish that stuff. And I've got other programs, other things on the burner at the moment, and
Yeah.
I just need to learn to push through and follow through because right now I'm not, and so. But maybe with my little password protected programs, I won't worry about that too much. If I don't lose my stuff, I'll be a little better off, And
Yeah. Well, that's
yeah,
good.
but I
That's a
think
good plan.
yeah. So I think with that in mind, I will right here, Brian. How often? I have a question for you now. How often do you get your breast examination? How often should you get your breast?
You should examine them yourself every day.
All right, there you go.
So I
Or have somebody do it for you. I recommend a daily
Yeah.
checking. There you go.
There's probably a phone app too.
There should be. Oh, yes, that's right. Actually, there's a phone app. If you take a picture of it, you send it to 355. Yeah.
Well,
And then we'll tell you. Yep, nope, they're fine.
we
Yeah.
both want to avoid getting scammed this week. There's a lot of scams lately, it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't eaten scam for the last month because I'm apparently I'm oblivious to life, or I'm oblivious to I don't know, but they call me every day, and that'd be somebody from like, we are from the Red Lion, and
Oh, wow.
you've won every day. You've won, and press number 2 to get off the mailing list. Press number 1 to talk to a live person. Well, after a while, I start pressing number 1, and I'm like, pardon me. After they tell me, what's your name, sir? Yada yada. I go, I explained to them, I say, listen, I've been talking to you for, but maybe they are part of Facebook, so I shouldn't do that. Maybe they're the ones that hacked me out of my own system. I mean, that's just horrible. But they literally called and say, they call me every day when I tell them to please take me off the list, whatever. They get rude and they hang up on you. And like, after a while, you just start saying, listen, you shouldn't answer the phone. First off, you just hang up on them.
Exactly.
Not even say anything. Just boom, boom. But I like to yank their chain because I'm not going to buy their stuff. So if I'm not going to buy their stuff, it saves somebody else that saves the next person. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So also then listen to them and yank their chain for a while because they're trying to persuade me, and I'm like, I'm not persuadable.
Yeah.
Supposedly, but maybe my great Jedi mind tricks are wearing down, and they can. I don't know. I think they sent me every day. I get I don't know how many, probably 1 or 2 calls every day from the Red Lion, and it's not the same number. It's always a different number. There's just that scammers. There needs to be a halt on that stuff, and I'm not sure, how that's going to happen. But I don't know. Have you ever been hacked, Brian?
I don't believe so. Been locked out of Facebook accounts because
Are you really Brian? Is that actually you? You could have somebody, the Amazing Ripley baloney and
yeah. Is anybody really who they say they are? Well, you were speaking of savings, and I saved $100 today. Actually, I was looking up microphones for 100 because I wanted a better microphone. Then I realized just speak correctly into this microphone, and I saved 100.
Yeah, that always works.
It's a great lesson. Use what you got till it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, and I'm gonna quit saying because I actually said that just intentional, but I have found myself when I'm being lazy and I can't talk or whatever in the mornings, I say or whatever multiple times. I mean, probably 50 times in the last episode or whatever episode it was. So, folks, that's one of the things in life you have to work on. It's looking for the words that you mispronounce, and you're never gonna know because you're the one saying them, But when you watch, that's the whole purpose of this show right now, by the way, is for us to learn to speak better and to better ourselves on the Zoom class and broadcasting and anything we want to do. So hopefully that works. And when I start saying, somebody please shock the shit out of me. There's a little button to zzz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could
'cause
have a buzzer every time you say it.
yeah, I don't like it. Or somebody could shock me, send a picture of something bad, whatever. I don't know. So
Well, here's an unrelated note, but I think I got overcharged by the PUD. I call in, you call in and pay your bills, so I got everything ready tomorrow. So that's my challenge for the week: the unnecessary challenge that just gets thrown up at you. So I got but I got it all on paper. I think that's the key. So might have to go in there.
Here's my different note. It's an odd note.
Well, all your problems were online, but you couldn't go in.
Yeah, no, I was about ready to go in with the freaking guns blazing, baby. Like, actually, to be honest with you, I tried to. I don't want to get on that too much, but yeah. I was gonna buy an Oculus system just to get into Facebook.
Wow.
I've contacted Oculus multiple times in the last week, and because I was told that was the way to do it, you call their customer service, and they would talk to you within like 2-3 days and get back to you. Well, I've tried that and tried that and tried that, and I was going to buy a system because they can't sell you a system without a Facebook account.
Yeah. Well, and then if you want to boost posts and stuff, if they know
but
that, they'll take care of you.
Well, they have a Facebook Connect part of the Oculus that you have to be part of, and I couldn't do that. So
that's crazy.
I was contacting their support and stuff. That's probably the best way that I've heard so far.
Well, how much is Oculus?
$300.
Oh, that's a pretty steep way to get back on, but you're on now, so hopefully that'll you won't get knocked off again.
Yeah, but also Oculus is kind of cool. It's a virtual reality, new thing in the world, and it's probably, if I was going to buy some stock in something, that might be one of the ways. The virtual reality world's it's starting to really kick in play.
Yeah.
It's like, if you watch that movie that is called Ready Player One, or Player Ready One? No, Ready Player One.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard about it.
Yeah. So Ready Player One, I wasn't sure I wanted to watch it because I was kind of like, I'm not really much a gamer. That really, However, that movie is amazing. It's Steven Spielberg, of course. No matter what it is, he does is amazing. But Ready Player One actually brings in so much genre of your life, actually, that you'd enjoy.
Who's the star of the show? Is there any actors we know?
I don't even know.
Ready Player One. It was Spielberg. Huh? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it came out like last year, 2-3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's an amazing show though. It was the technology, of course, is cool. That's what it's all about, technology and bringing technology and being us aware of it. But I'll tell you what, that's how life is going to be eventually. It's kind of weird. It's just, do you see it?
I'm looking it up. Yeah, I found it. Just a second here. So this is fascinating. I didn't know anything. I had heard the name before, but didn't really know anything about it.
Well, it's because these kids nowadays they're such gamers, It's like gamer, and all they do is they play in their own little world, and it becomes like a cyber world. And
yeah.
Now, can you play the trailer? The trailer?
Try to play it. Let me get this up here. Ready Player One. Let me move it. Yeah, it's not okay. Try to move it over so we can see it. Well, I'm not able to get it to play for some reason. Let me check. Ready Player One.
There you go. Blow it up. You make it bigger?
No, it's also seems like it has something to do
The
with
bottom right corner has that square.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I lost it.
That's good. You lost it?
It seems related to the Hulk somehow. I was talking about Bruce Banner.
Yeah. See, that's it. It's
back here.
Let's see here.
Yeah, this is This is the IMBD on it.
Well, I think yeah, you had the video on there. I'm not sure where it went. But no, so Ready Player One is a really cool movie. I was very surprised at how good it was. I actually did not know that I would be that interested in it but it goes back to my and your life. Like, there's so much connection to it. Oh my goodness! So it's definitely worth a watch.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that's
get
not
for
it.
you, but it threw up an ad.
That's not it.
Does it have Christine Baranski, the girl that was on Sybil, that older lady, actually? Okay.
I don't know.
Get to the bottom of this Ready Player One. It's a Spielberg, though. That's right there. Makes you want to watch it. Has it got the guy that played Picard? Is he on it?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who's all in it. I don't recall. No, but so that means I'll watch it again. If you want to come over, I probably have it here.
Okay. Ready Player One.
Yeah. No, it's fascinating though, and I was just really, really impressed. One of Spielberg's, he doesn't do anything bad. So, I mean, what has he ever done bad? I don't know.
Spielberg, I can't think of any that he's done bad.
Well, E.T. didn't do very well, and Raid the Lost Ark.
Yeah, and it ruined Drew Barrymore's career.
It did, yeah. She's never got out from under her parents, apparently. But actually, that's weird that when she actually emancipated herself at that young age, they actually made a movie about that kind of sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we could watch it. I'll try to get it going here. Let's see what happens. Ready Player One. Can you hear it?
A little bit. So that's the new city in the world right there. All right, and it's all mobile homes type of stuff.
Wow.
And so to escape reality, the kids all put on these headsets and play the video games like our kids do right now.
Wow, it creates a different reality.
Yeah. Why would you want to be in the old reality when your character is
Wow.
Your character can be anything. Your car can be anything. This is you. You can drive the what do you call it? Back to the Future car. You can drive.
Yeah, that looks really interesting.
Yeah, it's really well done. And then they mix that back to reality and how, of course there's the bad guys, then there's good guys, and how they're going to not take over the world. There's the pros and cons and the good guys and bad guys. And anyways, come on over. We'll watch that sometime.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
That brought up a good challenge too. We want to be able to get our shares ready. I didn't have my video ready to share, so that's what we're learning on the Zoom. Get your stuff ready.
Yeah, well, we hadn't talked about that, so it was kind of throw it
But
in
just
there.
have a technique to get to it, get it ready, and then put it on. But that's
I think the best way, it just dawned on me, the best way to do that is probably for us to have not this full screen all the time. If you have that partial screen, you can always get to it.
Definitely, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you got any more questions?
Oh yeah, I also have questions for you. Okay. What's your claim to fame?
I think I got a bunch of them. Saw Bobcat Goldthwait in his underwear in his dressing room. That's pretty good.
Bobcat Goldthwait, what?
Bobcat Goldthwait in his prime in 1986, 87, when he was massively famous.
Yeah.
I went to a show and went backstage, ended up, went into his dressing room. He was in his underwear, and we chatted me and him and my wife at the time, and then some other people chatted for like a half hour.
But did you get a photo of him in his underwear with you?
No, there were no photos back then. That would have ruined everything. What happened was we just chatted for a bit. He put on his pants, and then Leif Garrett showed up. It was the wildest, weirdest thing ever.
And when Leif Garrett showed up, did your wife leave with either one of them?
No, Bobcat told them to quit interrupting because I was talking to him. It was the coolest thing. He told Leif Garrett to basically shut up. I'm talking to this guy. So he wanted me as a fan for life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's for sure. Bob, yeah. I haven't heard of Leif Garrett in 100 years, so
But in '86, he was still pretty well known.
yeah. But I mean, he was huge in 80,
70s, he was way up there.
78, something like that.
Yeah, he had like a hit song. He was on American.
My sister had a jean jacket with his picture on the back of it that said Leif Garrett, you know.
Yeah, he was big.
Or a silky jacket that had Leif Garrett on it, you know.
He was.
And Leif Garrett, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, if you watch The Outsiders, way back when with, you know, with Dylan and a couple other people in that, I had so many, Ralph Macchiano or
Was Patrick Swayze on it?
oh, absolutely. Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Ralph Macchio, Emilio Estevez.
C. Thomas Howell was C.
Thomas Howell, yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
But Leif Garrett was the Soch that got stabbed, I think, in the park. He got stabbed and killed. Yeah.
That's
So
about.
anybody wants to know? And he was another movie too. I don't remember what it was, but he had the long curly, kind of the long beach blonde, not beach blonde, but it was kind of like a red blonde. I don't know. I'm guessing he was probably a surfer or a skater. He had to be back in the day. You know what I mean? He had that look.
Yeah.
The skaters and stuff. Yeah, so I'm not quite certain. He was, but the women loved him, and he had the leather bracelet, like leather Tuscadero from
Oh yeah.
Happy Days. That's who. So he kind of looked like the male version of that.
Yeah, and he was not happy to be shushed or whatever by Bobcat Goldthwait, but it just showed me that Bobcat was a regular guy. He was talking to me and he was interested, so he didn't. Leaf would get his moment later, so it was cool. You never see that stuff. That's wild.
Yeah, he said, "Leave him alone." Juice.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that's cool. I have no idea. I have a claim to fame at all at the moment. My claim to fame personally at the moment is probably my inability to get into Facebook.
All that being shut down for that long, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I said I watched. You told me you had watched some gal. I'd probably same one.
Yeah.
I watched a gal here recently. It was 87 days she was locked down.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like all of a sudden she's the one that told me to go through the Oculus thing, and I watched her little videos. They have a lot of videos out there, and none of them will tell you how to do it. And there's no way to do it. There's no freaking way to do it. It's like they changed the doors open. They changed their exits and entrances every week at Facebook, so you can't get in or out the same way, you know, which is probably a good thing. I mean, for them, but how often do you play sports, Brian?
Play sport. I don't play it very often anymore, but when spring hits, I'll shoot baskets every day once it gets nicer out there. I got the hoop.
There you go.
The hoop's 20 feet away right now.
There you go. Well, that's a little high for you.
Yeah. I can't make it through the window because the windows don't open. So.
Yeah, but
But
20
it's right
feet.
there. So yeah.
I was being funny. 20 feet.
I know. I just shoot hoops in the nice weather. I don't play a lot of sports anymore. I would play tennis.
I can shoot squirrels and small puppies. That's about it. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have a back door right here on little animals out there. I don't shoot people or anything anymore at all.
Well,
I never
hunting
really
is
did.
a sport. Hunting is definitely a sport.
Hunting is a sport. Yeah, and I use a BB gun. People run down as they run down the trail here. I just kind of pop, pop, pop. Are you usually early or late?
I'm usually on time. I strive for exactly on time, but I try not to be late. I'm early occasionally. But,
And what quirks do you have?
works about 32,000 that I've counted so far.
Hey, I'll agree. No, that's not true.
Yeah, I'm weird as hell, but that's okay. And I'm a little wacky. And lately,
There's
when
nothing
I've
wrong
thought-
with that. It makes
yeah.
you dude. It makes you you. But
Yeah.
what do you think those might be? Your quirks that for you stick out?
Quirks? Well, I have a weird quirk that once I empty the garbage, I want nobody to put any more garbage in it for at least an hour so I can have an empty garbage can.
Hey, that's actually kind of nice. I understand that. Now, sometimes I'll do the same thing. I'll take the garbage out and put it in that new bag, and then 2 seconds later, you put your fill on it, and it makes me very angry. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, that's a weird thing, but
I
and
think
like
I think I fill my garbage can every time right before you get here. Seems like it, 'cause Brian's.
that's
All
another
right.
quirk. That's another quirk too. I like to empty people's garbage. I don't know why, and I don't really go through it, but I make jokes about it.
I don't really go through it. I gotta go through it just a little bit and say, hey, is there anything worth a while in there? It's like going through it, you get to go to Goodwill before you go somewhere. Actually, I enjoy going to Goodwill and places like that, so I would understand that. Uh, how often do you people watch?
Constantly. That's the source of everything, actually. Eavesdropping and people watching is where you get your stuff for writing, for doing skits, because you'll see a guy say something really weird or do something bizarre, and you can use it without talking to the guy. So it's free information, basically.
Well,
How about you? You seem to be a people watcher.
I'm a people watcher in particular. I'm a people interactor. I see and I interact. But people watching, I'm not opposed to that. Actually, I can totally do that. And I would put words in somebody's mouth and be kind of funny about that. You know what I mean? So like if you somebody talking to somebody else, you in your mind, you put the story in dialect from that person. Like, what are they talking about? You give them a voice in your head, and you assume they know what they're saying. So it's
Yeah.
I do that a little bit, but I don't usually care that much. I think that people watching has gone down quite a bit in the last year because people don't. You can't see what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Well,
wearing masks.
I prefer people listening where like I'm sitting at a restaurant and I can hear the table over and their conversations. It helps you get dialogue and stuff. So if you see me out there and I'm eating and I have a notepad, I'm writing down everything you're saying. So that's just a good warning for the people.
Yes, and now the mafia is going to be closing in the near future, right?
Well, Quentin Tarantino talked about that. He listens to everything, everywhere. He did it when he was working at that video store. He'd listen to every conversation and think about how everybody talked and what they said. So that really helped. His dialogue's amazing.
Yeah, I probably overhear things more often than I should, but
Yeah.
so I don't care.
I don't use it and like put it on Facebook. If you put it in a book at a different character, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt the person.
Tweak my face here. I need to work out my facial structures today, but
I think a lot of people eavesdrop and listen to what you say.
yeah, they do. Yeah. Probably for the most part, I don't, but I guess I hear if I'm in a restaurant, I'm gonna listen to something.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll probably play my phone or something instead. What is your favorite drink? It can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. But everyone enjoys talking about their favorite love of drink they love.
I
And
like
if
it.
ever wants to buy you a drink, you'll know what they can get you. What is it?
Fresh squeezed orange juice would be nice. I like that. That's as good as you can get.
I saw some pretty cool orange juice machines when
Oh,
I
wow.
was actually in Idaho last trip. Where this restaurant inside there, this big machine, just throwing oranges in there, and it would just squeeze them and squish all that crap out, all the pulp out of it. Stuff. It was cool. I mean, it was just neat to watch to do that,
Yeah.
But yeah, and they get all it was cool. I'd never seen one of those before. What do you hope that never changes?
What do I hope never changes? I can't really think of anything. I hope never. Things just change. I don't know. Hope never changes. I can't come up with one.
Like your favorite governor? I don't know.
No, I could.
Your
go
favorite
with-
president? Your the price of a snow cone? I don't know. What I hope it never changes. My relationship with my family, for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I want mine to change. I have improvements to make. So did
Yeah.
they.
Oh no,
So
do
did
it.
they.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't
What's
know.
your-
I like change.
Yeah, well, change is good sometimes, but some things you don't want to change. I think right now, like relationships in general, your son and you, Carson, you guys have a pretty relationship, so you don't want to change that, I don't think. You know, just
But we're constantly working on doing things different, like getting better at certain things and doing routines and getting stronger on habits and stuff. So it's constantly changing.
oh, sure, sure. As long as you're not killing each other, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But where would you?
I hope YouTube never goes away because I've been watching things from every era, and you and I have been watching the Match Game from the '70s, which is
Yeah. Actually, the other day, I hit that point the other day. Beep. You have reached the end of the internet. Please start over. I was like, ah, no, actually, I haven't been watching that much. I've been watching Peaky Blinders. I've been watching lately. You know, Peaky Blinders seems to be pretty popular,
yeah.
and so that's a pretty cool one. But
Well,
but I do enjoy YouTube quite a bit.
yeah,
So.
90% of what I watch is probably YouTube. So I love it. I hope they never get rid of that or make you pay or whatever.
You already pay, Brian.
I pay for premium, so I don't have to have commercials. I'd pay twice what they want, but don't.
You are getting better octane than everybody else. You get
It's awesome.
you get, no interruptions.
Oh, it's so
I apparently enjoy the interruptions. Actually, I'm going to go back to my my cable company right now, and not to right now, but I will very soon. I don't see why I pay for television at all.
Exactly. Go. Cut the cable, but you still get the cable for your internet feed, and it's great stuff. Comcast will work with you, and you even do a Comcast phone. You were saying.
Yeah, I do Xfinity phone. It works great almost all the time until you break it, and then.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't
Back
work.
to YouTube, just so everybody knows. Can you see that? That's the YouTube channel.
I can. There you go.
We got 50 videos on there now, so we're doing good.
Right.
Time.
How many videos? 50?
I don't know. You want me to look again and count?
No, that's okay. I'd say about.
Talk about that next time. We'll count it.
I think I have probably about 38.
Wow, that's not bad.
No, maybe, yeah.
Trying to build a library because I love watching how much better we've gotten since the first one to the 30th one. It's mind-boggling.
Well, I hope we have.
I believe so.
Don't know for certain, but certain things we need to work on, obviously, like the sharing thing. That's a big thing.
Sharing things big, and then maybe knowing more about rules, because there's some stuff I'd like to show and not get in trouble.
Yeah, no, that would be great. We need to know more about that, and we need to work on that, learning those rules, and speak more clearly, slowly. I think certain things we have to work on.
A good thing too would be have something in writing that we bring in and we have to read it like a professional news guy or whatever, and work on our reading out loud skills, because that comes in handy in meetings when you have to at work. If when I go back to work, I want to be able to be better at that stuff. So
and not stepping on each other.
Yeah.
As I just did. Not stepping on each other's words, because it happens. It used to happen a lot.
Well, speaking is basically, public speaking is a craft, so we should work on a craft. I like it.
That's totally, absolutely.
It's embarrassing.
Absolutely.
This is embarrassing, but this is the book I read this morning. Painless Grammar. Went through quotation marks for about a half hour. It wasn't fun, but then it wasn't bad though.
You got to read something.
Yeah. They have brain ticklers on there where you have to say what's wrong with this sentence. It's pretty cool stuff.
I have friends who read a book a week, no matter what. I'm like, where do you find the time? And I'm like, well, I find that time to be on YouTube, or you find the time to do all these other things, So if you had a phone with you, a book with you at all times, what you do on your phone, if you get Audible or if you get one of them, you can do that right then and there. So that's pretty cool thing. I need to do more of those, actually. But I found a friend yesterday that I was unaware that he reads at least a book a week, his whole life, always. I'm like, that's a lot of books, And he's like 1,000 books. I'm like, well, that's better than I've done. I know my ex-wife and my sister, they go through books like it's nothing to them,
Yeah. Well, I have friends that still use checkbooks, so everybody's, they're still.
I never learned to read a checkbook very well.
Yeah. Well, Once in a while, you'll see somebody pull out the checkbook.
Oh yeah, I get checkbooks, but it's always a short story if I get no checkbook because
Yeah.
not much in there.
Other book I want to recommend for anybody that's trying to create anything is this one, On Writing by Stephen King. It's great stuff. It's basically his life story and his advice for writers. So it's pretty cool.
At the end, folks, it is Stephen King, so he does commit suicide, but it's he does. Yeah, Stephen
He
King.
comes back from a deadly accident where he's so close to dying, his body, 40 broken bones or whatever. And he comes back from that, and then he starts working on 1408, which he did quite well with.
Which 1408, I think, is probably my favorite scary movie. And I never read 1408. I don't think. Maybe I did. But it's probably one of my favorite of all time scary movies.
Yeah.
Just because it's so creepy. It's just like that Hotel Cecil. I mean, that's 1408 right there.
Yeah. Well, he got going on that one as part of his recovery from almost dying in that, getting hit by that van, man. He was so close to death, and he had seriously like 40 broken bones. It was terrible.
Holy mackerel.
He made the comeback, though. It's a great book for anybody that wants to write or make anything up, even if you want to write reports at work that are better.
Brian, what's your favorite dream car? Do you have one?
One that somebody else owns, maintains, and drives me around in. So whatever they
There you
got.
go. Actually, you know what? I'll go with that. I'll go with Arthur's car. There you go.
Yeah, Arthur's car's awesome. Remember, he put the drink on the side and it stayed on an angle. Arthur, when he was drinking, he had a tumbler full of booze, put it on the thing.
That's the original one, right?
Yeah, it didn't slide off. And
It was the Bentley.
Yeah.
Or was it Rolls Royce or a Bentley? I don't know. I think it was a Bentley, actually. And yeah, I know. I love that. I love the lifestyle. Sad. It's actually a very minimalistic lifestyle. It cost her forever.
But he met Liza Minnelli, man, and then he fell in love. It was incredible. Yeah. I like that story. She was one of my favorites, actually. Great. I thought she.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that movie again because it's been a while. I recently watched the new Arthur, which was good.
Really, a new Arthur? That almost makes me physically ill to think about.
Right? It's totally different. Totally different, but it's pretty good. Yeah. You didn't know they redone it?
I think I blocked out of my mind. There's certain movies, if they try to remake, like Cuckoo's Nest, I will block it out of my mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Arthur's is such a good movie. I just love it. But
was it Russell Brand in it or something?
Russell Brand did the new one, yeah.
Wow, see, I could forgive that. I like him. He's so funny.
Yeah, you can have
I'll give it to him.
Yeah, and it's not bad. He's very good.
Yeah.
It's different, you know.
If you're gonna remake it though, in the modern age, he's the guy. You pick the right guy. You don't want Ricky Gervais or something.
Yeah, right. There you go. And not that Ricky Gervais isn't funny, but that wouldn't work. But, yeah. No, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. So I need to watch the original Arthur again. And
have you ever watched the original Office with Ricky Gervais from England? I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've seen some of it. It's not as funny as I don't think as The Office here, but then again, he was the original.
English humor, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a little more drier, you know. Hang on one second. Here
we got 8 minutes left. Let's make it happen. Here on the Pound Hour, we're coming down to the last 8 minutes, and we got to make it work, make it worthwhile to you, the viewer, and the listener. I hear some of you listen to us in the car. That's disturbing for some reason. You hear about that? There are people listening to this in the car. So.
Listen to what?
This Zoom, the Daily Zoom.
Our Daily Zoom?
LB, our Daily Zoom. Some people it's verified. Oh. Some people listening to it in the car. I think we have 4 viewers. So.
Well, we may at the moment. I don't know. I have
5 followers.
I haven't promoted it too much, so yet, but I will.
Well, we're not promoting it at all yet, but there are people that'll find it. And then
the goal is, like I said, the goal is not for us to make it popular. The goal is to, you know, when I change the goal, the narrative, then we can have
Yeah,
followers.
the goal now is to do it, and if people find it, great. And
It's
then,
just trying to get us our voices and
yeah,
trying to figure out the friggin' Zoom thing here. And
oh yeah. And then
it's
with
kind of
Friday Night Live, the goal is to let people know, so they will
yeah, and
find our
that's
old
the goal.
Zooms.
Yep.
They'll find our old Zoom. So yeah, I'm excited you're back on Facebook. I think that's the big news this Sunday. That's the
Yeah, there we go.
story.
Woo! It's like I won I don't know. It's like I got a touchdown in a football game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was the football leader this week. The MVP was I got through somehow and got that. But either way, Mark, what time were we at, by the way?
We've got 6 minutes, and then we got to shut her down. We haven't got to this yet, but yeah, I thought you would ask about that. I was leaving it there for you, so you could ask about that.
Where the darn bow tie?
Where the damn bow tie? It's a little harder on myself. It's a goal to be more open-minded. Like you'll come up with an idea. Let's wear velvet suit jackets. I'll fight it. Wear the bow tie. I fight it. No, wear the damn bow tie. Be a team player. Wear the damn bow tie. I like that.
Yeah, wear the damn bow tie. Sure, I'm not opposed to it. I'm
Well, no,
I'm the bow tie guy for a while. I'm a big portion of my life.
That's me telling you I'm willing to work, and that I know that I've been a little resistant to things. It's an admission. It's a deep, sensitive moment that only men can understand. Women just can't understand it.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble. That's what they say at the senior center.
That's
why they have
right.
bibs.
No, actually, I know we never know what we're doing sometimes with this stuff, but
it's a scary thought.
Sometimes you gotta wear the bow tie, and sometimes you gotta shut up and dribble.
Oh, last night, this is funny. During the fight, it almost went off for a second, but lost the signal. It was scary. Pay-per-view fight, and it just went away. You guys were commenting on it, but it came back.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to get your money back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
got any more questions?
I don't have any questions.
4 minutes.
Other than, are you actually wearing pants right now?
Actually, I am. I'm fully clothed. What is your big goal for this week? What's your objective here?
Well, I need to work on some scripts, apparently, for some stuff like today. Yeah, and I could probably use your help on that if you wanted to come and do that. But yeah, I gotta do that, and I have to get this password protector program locked in, so I don't ever lose my password again off of Facebook and some other accounts. And it's hard. I gotta figure that out. I gotta spend some time. Like I said, I wasn't going to do that at 2 o'clock in the morning when I actually download the program.
Got to drill a hole in that table, believe it or not, so you can run that.
Yeah, we run a hole with that. Yeah.
You won't tell people what that's about. They can.
If you run a hole, if you want to come over here, we can do that. And
I'll come over here about an hour after this show as it processes and goes.
Yeah, I'll make you lunch. We'll make some burgers on the barbecue. So you'll do that. But other than that, I'm actually kind of tired. I just I'm not sure what that is, probably because I just Sunday and I'm wearing down. But so I might close my eyes for about half an hour or so. But anyways, folks,
we're running down, man.
We're running down. I appreciate you coming in here. Make sure you stop, like, and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Pound that subscribe button. So, and the whole thing with the pound, we're gonna pound out by doing what? How do we pound out, Brian?
Rochambeau.
Rochambeau. That's for the old folks out there. The young folks, it's rock, paper, scissors. You know how it is. Rock, paper, scissors, right? Rock, paper, scissors.
Not
so
that.
Ready?
Not that.
Not the karate chop or the dynamite.
I think it's karate chop.
Yeah. Okay. So ready? Right now, by the way, what's our record right now? We're like
I think you're 4 in a row.
4 in a row. Okay. Like 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that! You got me.
Finally, the drought is over.
I was like this. So yeah, you still got me. There you go.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Ladies, see you next time on the Pound Hour.